Hi, welcome back to this class. In the previous class, we introduced ourselves to the where function. In this class, we will go a little bit deeper in the use of the where function. So initially, we're talking about just a single case of using the where function. However, in this class, we'll be much more specific. Basically, we channel this to be much more granular to multiple use cases at the same time. So for instance, with the crime data, maybe we work in working in a certain law enforcement agency, and I've been told to get the data set for only arrest in 2015. Now, previously we only talked about how to get this for how to get certain where clauses for just one condition. But in this case, we want to look at two conditions. So 2015 data set for cases where arrest is also equal to 2. So in this case, what we do is we put the where statement for arrest equal to true and year equal to 2015. So here you have the same cases. So basically it combines. So you do not see cases where where the year is equal to 2016 or where the arrest is false. So we could just add the arrest future, so then we can double check in this case, and then the year future as well. So when we run this statement, we'll notice that for this case, we get the true. For all cases, it's for the arrest and the year is true, and it's 2015. So we do not see cases where one of this is false or one of this is not 2015. So this is the first case, the AND statement. So the AND statement is a condition that basically tries to satisfy all the conditions that have been placed. So assuming we want to combine another case to this, so maybe we want to see a domestic case, 2015 data where it is arrest and it's a domestic case. So we already satisfied the year 2015 and we already satisfied the arrest where it is true. And then we want to satisfy the case where it is domestic as well. So we say this is domestic is equal to true as well. So in this case, what we get is we see arrest is equal to true, domestic is equal to true, and then the year 2015 is equal to true. So we can even take this and even put this to be much more clear. So we have the arrest and domestic equal to true, and then we have the year is equal to 2015. So we could also include the domestic in this case in the select statement so that we can double check. And so when we run the queries, what happens? Next, we see only cases where arrest is equal to true, year is equal to 2015, and then domestic is equal to true. So basically, this also reduces our data set. So we started from a data set of 7 million. And when we selected 2015 data set, we had like 200,000. And then we have 8,000 rows basically. So in this case, it narrows down the search. It basically makes it much more specific by using the AND statement. Now we have another statement which is basically called the OR statement. So the OR statement is different. It's a bit different from the AND statement. So in the OR statement, we basically are trying to choose between two conditions. So we release only the data set shows us only the cases where one of the conditions is satisfied. So for instance, if we are trying to get cases where arrest is either true or domestic is true. So in this case, we basically just put OR here. And then when we run the data set, what do we get? So we get for cases where, so when we run the data set, we get cases where arrest is true or domestic is true. So you could see, or maybe it's also possible that both cases could be true as well. So basically here you see like arrest is true, domestic is false. And when you come here, you see arrest is false and domestic is true. And maybe we can even see some cases where both of them are true as well. So this is the way to use the OR function. So we combine the OR function just to be able to, like, you know, put this kind of flexibility to see cases where either one of the condition is satisfied. Now, if we want to see the same data set, which is basically cases of arrest or domestic violence, for instance, for 2015. So here, we want to be flexible on arrest and domestic cases, but we are not flexible on 2015. So they tell us that we want to get all the 2000 cases where it's either arrest or domestic. So in this situation, we will make the OR statement where we are basically grouping the domestic and arrest together because we are flexible here. And then we will be less flexible on the year. So we say and year is equal to 2015. So here, what happens next is the data set that it returns will all be 2015. You wouldn't see a single case that is not 2015, but then you'll be flexible on arrest and domestic. So there will be one true or both will be true. But 2015 will all be 2015. You wouldn't see a single case that is outside 2015. So this is the case of how we use the OR and AND statement. The OR and AND statement. So this is an example of using the OR and AND statement. So we can combine it in different ways, right? And even if we maybe, for instance, have been told not to use, so basically we want to see all the data set except 2015, right? So we want to see the data set where the arrest is true or the domestic is true, but we want all years except 2015. Then in this case, we could already put this function here, and then we will get a data set without 2015. So basically this means not equal to 2015. So this is what we have here. So basically that. So I'll meet you in the next class where we even look at more functions that could be used in the where statement. Meet you there. Thank you.